Hey. It's Jennerine and yes, new intro, just want to say Slay Red Velvet are to be concert soon. Also SM embarrassing themselves for the last couple of weeks, like actually just fully a mess. Nothing I say in this video is to hurt anyone, and K-pop just isn't that deep. If you cannot handle differing opinions, don't even waste your time watching. I've already kind of touched on this, but Somi needs better and more consistent music. I don't personally enjoy Somi's music, and I feel like her voice doesn't really shine as a soloist. I think she'd sound better in a group, but for her to be this far in her career and come back so infrequently, it's really odd. She's popular, so you'd just think her company would really take advantage of that. Even though I don't love her music, and obviously this isn't all that surprising considering the company. But she was such a big name in the industry at one point, and now I feel like you don't really hear about her anymore. It's so funny cause after I edited this part of the video about Somi, she was literally trending the next day in Milan Fashion Week. Nevertheless, she's still really not been very talked about otherwise. aespa's choreography. I think some of aespa's choreography would be more lively if there were a fifth member. In my personal opinion, sometimes a lot of the choreography seems like it would be more enjoyable to watch if there was another member to fill what to me feels like empty space. This has always been a thought I had, but recently watching them perform Thirsty at their concert, I feel like the choreography would have been better executed and just overall and more presence if there'd been a fifth member. I think this is just a four-member group thing because I feel that way about pretty much every four-member group I've come across. I feel like the reason LE SSERAFIM are so popular and have resonated so well with the public is because of how well all of the members really embody the concept. I feel like the group could have just been any other group with this concept and it would have come off as mediocre to me, but I feel like this group of girls really do match the concept of self-confidence. I'm fearless, strong. I do think that having former IZ*ONE members as well as the spotlight due to the Garam controversy may have helped. I don't really stan many fourth-gen groups, but LE SSERAFIM have really given me a fourth-gen group to really root for. New jeans are starting to feel more like a trend rather than people actually liking them as a group. The popularity of new jeans feels like they've just become a trend. I don't actually mean this as a negative way, but like they've accumulated over 20 million monthly listeners and they aren't even a year yet. I don't have a problem with this at all, and I do actually quite enjoy some of their music. I just can't help but wonder if the people streaming will stick around even when the next big thing comes. Especially considering there's a lot of anticipation for other big girl groups debuting 2023. I like Teddy Bear. I actually really enjoy Teddy Bear by STAYC. I don't think the song is like anything crazy special, but I do think it's a cute song, and it actually does, in my personal opinion, sound like a song STAYC would release. I also feel like the members fit the concept really nicely. I see people talking about this a lot more recently, but I really dislike the way JYP are pushing Kyojin so much. It was very apparent during DICE era. So much so that I think it added to the reason I didn't try harder to get into them during the DICE promotions. I thought maybe it was because she's the center, but isn't Sully Yoon the center? Anyway, I know they're preparing for a comeback, and I just hope next comeback they don't overdo it with pushing her again. I don't have any issues with her personally, I do just find it kind of obnoxious, and that's not her fault, it's JYP. I don't think this tactic is making her any more popular. Can y'all stop saying X and Z group deserves Blackpink or BTS popularity internationally? Like, I just keep seeing people say this about fourth-gen groups especially. Some of these groups are barely a year old and you really expect them to have the same popularity and notoriety internationally like Blackpink or BTS. Why can't y'all stop these groups who have been around for a lot shorter of a time than the bigger third-gen groups have so much more time to go? In a now deleted video, I mentioned that I think it's weird to fully hardcore ship idols. I understand there are obvious jokes about certain members of groups amongst fandoms, which can be cute sometimes, but I think to fully ship idols is just really weird, and I won't come at anyone for shipping idols, but I have always thought it was weird, and I still do think it's weird. Like, there's just something very odd about genuinely shipping idols. I don't remember GFriend being as popular as people now make it seem. I just don't remember GFriend being as popular as people now make it seem like they've always been. I remember them definitely being somewhat popular and having a strong fan base, but I remember them never really being able to reach the same popularity as top groups. I remember there always being critiques on how their songs at one point had a very similar formula. Maybe I'm just remembering them differently, but I really don't think so. Like they definitely had hits, but they were never at that level. Rapid fire section. Wendy doesn't have the best stage presence in Red Velvet. Awkwardly smiling throughout every performance does not equal best stage presence. Seulgi has the best stage presence. I still think Lee Seraphim's vocal line would have benefited from Garam. The vocal line in my opinion is a little bland now. I prefer the dynamic of NMIX before Jeannie left the group. Mamamoo are overrated in my very genuine opinion. Can Stan stop saying every idol is copying Blackpink when they get a similar hairstyle? Girls is aespa's worst title track. Leah isn't the best dancer in ITZY, but her dancing is not horrible in comparison to the other remembers. Some of you make it seem like she's the worst dancer ever. It's sad Jennie still hasn't had a solo comeback yet. Chaeyoung of Twice deserves more recognition for her contribution to the group. Seulgi is still the best dancer in Red Velvet. Please stop saying next BTS or next Blackpink, it's so fucking annoying. Joy is a big contribution to Red Velvet's vocal line and deserves her props. When will you all stop pretending to be shocked by idols having plastic surgery? It is not the end of the world. Later guys, please subscribe to my channel and follow my TikTok of the same name. K-pop is not that deep and I hope I haven't hurt anyone's feelings by sharing my opinions. Also sorry for being so inactive, I've just been really busy.